Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so this is gonna be my second day of vlog, or third actually, technically. I divided the first one into 2 days, even though I said I wasn't gonna, and that's it. So, I've been looking, and I'm very unhappy with my body, but as you can see, I've been on a new diet. From the last time, you can see that the pudge that was there, I have flattened out. This kind of like pudge that I had is already going away within a few days. And while I don't have the abs, you can see the line of them is getting ready to form. I haven't eaten yet, so it's here. If I eat, it will go away right away. Big things I want to work out. No pecs. I have no pecs. It's flat as a board, but my arms are looking pretty juicy. Even though it's been 4 days since the first time I worked out, I hit the pull-up bar occasionally and stuff. Also, you may see, I've got the horizontal camera. It actually fits on YouTube now. You don't have to watch on your phone for it to work. Today I'm going to work out with a shirt on, just because, and then I'll take it off at the end. So I'm going to hit up the treadmill for warm-ups. I'm going to stretch, and then today I'm going to hit all upper body because I want to get these pecs going. And then the next video then will be abs, and then 4 days later, which will be the next video, will be legs, and that's how I'm going to structure them. I think I'm going to do vlogs every 4-ish days. I'm not going to have a schedule for my vlogs. They're 100% going to be on a personal feeling level, but they will be at least once a week. I promise that. And usually I get in editing phases, so you'll probably see me push like a cluster of videos out at the same time around the same, like a part of the week. If you see one coming, you'll know that like 1 or 2 more are coming. I'm tired of these talking and these things, and I want more tattoos and muscle, so we're gonna work on one of those things. Alright, so like I said, I'm not going crazy. That was only about a half an hour of lifting. With editing, it's gonna look like hopefully like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do today though. I did a little bit of abs. I'm probably gonna do some sit-ups when I shut the video off. I'm gonna go shower, I'm gonna go shave, and then I'm gonna show you the next part of the video. How's it look? A little dark. Even when I shave against the grain, it's always dark there. Always. Deodorant. Welcome to my little corner of the world that is my gaming station. Today I wanted to share with you guys a little something that's kind of, it's more personal to me, and I know a lot of people have this problem and they're ashamed of it or they're embarrassed by it and stuff. And so I just wanted to show that, you know, you're not alone in this. I have something called psoriasis. It means I'm immunocompromised. My skin develops rashes like you would see with eczema and stuff, except for it can get really bad. It can bleed. It can lead to something called weeping, where it's not really pus, but it's a clear liquid that weeps from the wounds itself. And while I don't have anything visible because I'm medicated, you can see scars on my body from it. So these are scars where normally I would have patches of psoriasis. And what you would see is typically a red, inflamed, flaky skin that you really wouldn't want to mess with. It's not as elastic anymore. It's dry and very cracked. And for a lot of people, especially that aren't treated or they can't get treatment, because let's be honest, treatments are expensive for it, they're embarrassed to have it. So I'm putting an emphasis on having my shirt off in videos and showing my skin because I don't want people to feel like it's weird, you know? There are plenty of people with psoriasis, and you can even see it up here in my hairline. That's why I like to wear my hair long. You can see where it's kind of red. And it's not bad because, again, I am medicated. But I wanted to raise awareness to how severe it really was, because people just don't understand how bad psoriasis is. So I'm gonna have to start my story from the beginning. I discovered I had psoriasis when I was in the military. I was in the Navy. I was in a rescue swimmer program, and they found out I had psoriasis because psoriasis can be stress actuated, the stress of boot camp and then the stress of my studies in rescue swimmer school, as well as having to maintain an incredible amount of fitness. It caused my stress levels to inflate, which then caused my psoriasis to come out. And a corpsman saw my legs that were really, really bad. And this corpsman noticed that down my shin, I had really bad psoriasis. It's really hard to see now. I don't even think there's scarring really, but down my entire shin, I get huge patches. You can see like a red mark here, where I would just get bleeding legs. And it gets really bad. For some people, it's just like, it's very embarrassing. It's hard to go into public. It ruins your self-esteem. I developed anxiety and depressive disorders later on in the military. It's a huge portion as to why. It is such a severe disorder that it got me kicked from my rescue swimmer program, and I had to re-rate, which is repick a job. And I chose gunner's mate, so that was a pretty cool job. I got to teach people how to shoot guns and stuff, maintain guns, and a lot of other things that I'll go over in another video sometime. But basically, it ruined a part of the career that I really wanted because it's that severe, because they don't want to risk somebody who's immunocompromised. So what does immunocompromised mean? So basically, I'm immunocompromised because my immune system is constantly attacking my skin. That's what psoriasis is. If we receive a wound, let's say I receive a slash across my arm, naturally, your blood will rush to clot the wound, thickens and it clots it so you don't bleed anymore, and then the white blood cells kill all the germs that are around there, and then your body begins the healing process, and if it's bad enough, it will put a scab down, and then it restores itself. Well, if you have psoriasis, you have like really bad psoriasis like I do, or I have it on like 80% of my body, I receive the slash, everything rushes to clot, my blood goes and it's clotting up the wound, and the white blood cells rush to the scene, they're attacking all the germs, and for whatever reason, they just cannot identify who's friend or foe, and the white blood cells start attacking the red blood cells that are trying to clot, plasma, and everything that's trying to heal. It might scab, but underneath the white blood cells are attacking. Healing and destroying process going on, and it is forever. It will never stop, your body will never correct itself. So you have a perpetual war underneath where you have flaring and where you've received a wound. Now there are ways to help. Vitamin D from the sun, for example, tend to slow down the rate. I moved to Florida because it's a nice humid environment. I wanted to get away from where it would be really dry, and so stay away from like New York, deserts, probably like Texas, Arizona, places like that. You don't want dry heat. Dry heat damages your skin, dries it out, makes your body have to repair it more, and all that water that you're using to hydrate yourself, that's trying to repair your skin, it's a culmination of bad. So you want to live in a humid environment. So I moved to Florida. I love Florida. It's beautiful here. I'm sure San Diego's probably another alternative in California, but I like guns, so.
Give me a hell yeah!
So another big thing, I'm in Florida. Lots of sun. For whatever reason, the vitamin D and like radiation or something, I don't know the science behind it, it slows down the rate your white blood cells attack. So you go out to the beach, you get a nice tan, it's nice and humid out there, everything slows down, your system slows down, you'll notice the flaring will go down, you probably won't weep as bad, your skin, it just feels good. I don't even know how to explain it. If you don't have access to these things, try to get access to tanning beds. Regular, everyday, in your town tanning beds. I had them in the tiny ass town that I lived in New York when I was growing up, so I know you have to have one at least within an hour distance to you, and you don't need to go to the hospital and get UV injections is what they call them. It's just a fancy word for we have a standing light box. And a standing light box is literally just a standing tanning bed. And this is what I got treated for in the military because my psoriasis was so bad that I needed to take something called Humira. This is Humira. I'm going to inject it live. Now YouTube, I know what you're thinking. You're gonna be like, oh, this guy's stabbing himself with a needle. This is for medical and educational purposes only. I am not doing this to gross anybody out, and I want to really help people that have this problem feel like they're normal, okay? These pens, they have to sit out for like a half an hour. It helps warm up the liquid inside so that it doesn't hurt when it goes in. And I gotta put my other one in the fridge. It's been sitting out quite a bit for now.
A few moments later.
Okay, so the pens have to warm up or else when I inject it and it's really cold, it will hurt really bad. Trust me, I'm not a doctor, but I am a frequent flyer for the injections. So this is what it looks like. There's a depressor on this end and a needle on this end, and you will see me stick myself soon. But back to the story. So psoriasis, the only way to beat it, because there is no known cure, is to reduce your immune system so that your white blood cells calm down and they don't attack your skin anymore. The reason that psoriasis is so serious and why you need to take it seriously is because it doesn't just affect those spots. This isn't just eczema, which is also really bad, mind you, don't underestimate it, but psoriasis is really, really bad. My joints are affected. I get really bad arthritic pain and it's from psoriasis. And I think it's like called psoriatic arthritis or something like that. I have it really bad in my knees. My knees dislocate, and that's from being in the military on a shaky ship. My joints wore down and now my knees dislocate all the time, but the psoriasis makes that a million times more painful and worse. Also, I just got x-rays done the other day, and they, literally 2 or 3 days ago, and they said that my feet are showing signs of the arthritis because the joint or whatever is starting to clump. I don't know the science behind it, I'm sorry. But my ankles feel fine, which is hilarious. They said that my knees, they did my groin for some reason, like my hip bone, my pelvis, and my hands. They said those areas were clear, but they hurt really bad. I'm really lucky, I guess, that my ankles don't hurt, because apparently that's where it should hurt, and instead it hurts in my hands, my knees, and my back, actually. The joints in your spine can get it. Fortunately, they said at the rate that I'm at, it's not going to get severe. The pain is just, I can pop a Tylenol or whatever, be rid of the pain, and massage it out, ice it, whatever I have to do. But that's why you need to take it seriously. It's really, really debilitating for somebody that has psoriasis really bad. And if you can't get a high level treatment, this is an extreme level treatment. I literally bring my immune system down so that I don't suffer from this. They have decided that I need to risk my chances of getting cancer by 40% or something like that using Humira, and that if I get an infection, it's gonna get really bad and I have to go to the hospital to get treated. And that if I get sick, I get incredibly sick. I get scared that I'm going to die when I catch the flu every season. When I'm walking around in this epidemic with COVID, I'm terrified that if I catch it, I'm gonna die. We had a really bad COVID scare. Meaning me and Ash. Her coworker actually had it, and I can't disclose obviously the information behind it other than that, but she was in direct contact with this coworker for 2 days while the coworker had COVID, and she got tested. Thank God we don't have it somehow. It's a miracle, because if I get COVID, my chances of dying are way higher than anyone else's. My chances of getting cancer by the time I'm 60 are 40% higher than the average human, due to the fact that it's cell replication, that my skin cells replicate rapidly, and that's usually how cancer happens. You get a mutation, it replicates rapidly, and with psoriasis, it's just an accelerant. And then you lower my immune system, I'm just asking for it to happen, and that's how severe psoriasis is, that they stepped to the levels that you could die from the treatment. But honestly, psoriasis is so crippling that I have to. I'd rather die at 40 on Humira than die at 80, 90, or 100, suffering through what I go through on a daily basis. And if you're wondering what that is, if I am not treated, heavily medicated, if I'm not taking this shot every 2 weeks, I have incredible joint pain. From about here all the way back, my entire head gets covered in it, and it weeps, so my hair gets sticky and oily and disgusting. It bleeds, so I'm bleeding from my body. My arms and legs get it really bad. I start to get it on my face sometimes. I'll get it up under my lips. Sometimes I get it in huge blots right here. When I shave and cut myself, it might form on my face. And like I said earlier, I formed an anxiety and depression disorder in the military. And I never really had that problem until I joined the military. Just stuff accumulated, the stress of that, and I went through a really bad divorce in the military, and I I formed these mental disorders, and they get really, really bad when my psoriasis gets really bad. And plus, your immune system working on overdrive at all times, it's pretty exhausting. Like, you actually physically feel the effects of your body being drained of its resources constantly. It's just exhausting. And that's not even mentioning waking up and there's blood all over your sheets and you have to wash them. The weeping through my clothing. My clothing is getting wet in patches because I'm weeping into my clothing, that I'm bleeding into my clothing. The amount of money you spend on just maintaining your body is a pain. I used to have to gauze wrap my entire chest from my waist up to about my nipples because it would get so bad. And I would gauze wrap my ankles to my knees, and sometimes I would have to gauze wrap my entire arms because it would get so bad. And then at nighttime, I considered wearing caps or whatever so that I would stop bleeding into my pillow and waking up with a big puddle of blood literally from my head to my toes. You could see where my skin was touching the sheets. And then if you've ever had a tattoo and it's healing and you had a sheet or something on it or your clothing and you peel it off, or a band-aid on a scab. Now imagine that every single morning. I like to sleep with my blankets up to here. When I wake up, I do not like having to peel my blankets off my body because it's forming, the fabric is healing into my skin where it's constantly regenerating like a f***ed up Wolverine or Deadpool. And then, so you peel that off and then you peel yourself up off your bed and you sit up, you take a big sigh and you hate your life because it's completely miserable. You wake up in pain, you go to bed in pain, you're so itchy. I cannot explain the itchiness. It literally, if you've ever had a tattoo, you know that when it's in the healing process, when you're smacking it, your tattoos, like when this is healing and you're like, that's 24/7 in your psoriasis. And if you dig it, you open the wound, you risk spreading it. But I get psoriasis up under my toenails and my fingernails. And what it does is the platelets of the skin grow and grow and grow and grow, and your nail slowly starts to lift up and off your finger. And when you clip, you have to take you know how clippers come with a little thing sometimes in here that's like a pokey thing? You have to take that and you have to dig all of it out from under your nail or risk your nail falling off. That and the weeping and the bleeding applies to under your nail. So a lot of times you get the little black marks under here. God forbid you f***ing smack your nails on the wall. Now it hurts really bad. Literally doing this is one of the most painful things you can do to somebody with psoriasis. This is incredibly painful. And as you can see, I'm medicated. It's not supposed to hurt, which I had no idea until I got medicated in the military, which then got me medically retired. And I know this video is going to drag on about this, but I'm very passionate about this. I want to find a cure. I want to donate to things and I want to help people and spread awareness. Psoriasis fucking sucks. The faster I can get off this pen and worry about dying by the time I'm 40 to 60, the better. Oh, another side effect. I know there's 1,000 of them and I could be here all day talking about it. And we will be. Kitty litter. There's a disease that you can catch from changing litter. It's why pregnant women should not change litter, because the baby can get it and you can have a miscarriage. With no immune system, if I change litter, I can catch it. It's incredibly infectious. It can kill me. If it doesn't kill me, it'll f me up really bad, and nobody wants that. But guess what? I still clean litter even though I'm on this because, you know, we have to live. And that's the problem. We have to push through these things. And so just be more aware. If you see somebody with patches on their face, if you see somebody with patches on their body, don't say anything. Or ask politely. I'm sure they're cool enough to talk about it. Don't bring it up in front of a crowd. Don't put them on the spot like that. It's incredibly painful. And just thinking of that happening to me actually, like, it tears me up a little bit. It's like, I would never want to be in that position. That sucks. Okay, so here comes the fun part. You get to see me stab myself. Okay, so viewer discretion is advised. I am going to be putting a needle that is at the end of a spring. For when I push this button, it is going to launch the needle out of here into my leg. All right? If you're not good with needles, don't watch. Don't worry, I'm not doing it in my stomach. I get queasy. You can, here's some of the spots. You can literally shoot any of this. I warn you, my girlfriend has a video of me crying like a little baby girl because that shit hurts real bad. Where I would suggest, if this is your first time doing it or you're scared to do it, the top of your leg. I used to do inner thigh. Do not do your inner thigh. That shit hurts so bad. If you're a bigger person with more meat, it's probably okay. But look at me. I'm skin and bones. When I shoot this, the stupid needle hits muscle every time. It is pretty painful, but it's not bad. It's honestly not bad in the thighs. So you want to alternate the thighs that you shoot. So I think last week I did this side, and I'm gonna do left side. For whatever reason, there's a comfort pick on left side for me. When I do left side, I don't get scared for some reason. When I do right side, I start to panic. It's the weirdest thing. I can't even explain it. So how this works, there's a little thing in here, and before you shoot, now I wanna also say I am not a professional. I've just been doing this a long time, and I'm hoping to ease your discomforts. But you wanna look in here and make sure it's not murky. I gotta wipe that little window. I'm checking to see if the liquid itself is murky, which it looks totally fine. Let's see if you guys can see. But you wanna make sure it's not murky. It's not murky, you're gonna have to take my word for it. And then you're gonna wanna remove this. It will have a little plastic rim to it. It has a little rubber stopper to stop the needle. When you take this off, it removes all of that so that the needle can go freely into you. And then this side is a depressor. It's just a red button. You have to hold it in your body for 10 seconds until you see that there's a little yellow guy in here that when it pushes down, it will show yellow in this window. I just count to 10. Firstly, you get alcohol swabs. And I'm sorry if you get the ones you have to do manually. They're actually not bad. I almost prefer them. The auto injector, which is what this one's called, it kind of hurts because it shoots in real fast and it doesn't give a shit about your feelings. Whereas if you do it yourself, it's not nearly as bad. Man, my legs look horrible on camera. I look like I have anorexia or something. No offense to those who do. Look at my chicken legs. But I didn't realize how small my legs looked on camera. So yeah, you wanna swab the area, let it dry. I always wondered if you could shoot over the hair and it freaked me out. You can indeed, don't worry about that. Make sure you wash your hands. I just showered and washed my hands with soap and water. Then I alcohol swabbed. You wanna make sure the area is clean, especially if you're lowering your immune system. So next step, you want to, boom, pull this. All right, as you can see, it pulled the little rubber stopper out. That's the little rubber stopper right there. And on this end, you'll probably see a little drop of the fluid, but there is the needle. And yes, it has a little bit of liquid on it, that in there. So next, number 2, this is labeled 1, this is 2. Boom, you wanna take that off. As you can see, this is a button. When you push this button, it will depress. So what you wanna do, I've found this hurts the least. Especially if you're skinny like me, you got these little chicken legs. You wanna scrunch up as much skin as you can. You wanna find the fattiest spot. You wanna press down real hard, not really hard, but you wanna press down hard enough. And then when you push this button, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You release the skin with this still in it, and then you pull it out. That is what I have found is the best. It will get a little itchy around the injection site. Skylar, this is for you, bud. I heard it deplete. That time it went really slow. I've never had one shoot out so slow. So you can see this little thing came out a little farther. The needle shot out more. This little guy was like in here, and then when I release it and hides this. What I like to do is conveniently, number 1, fits right back over with this nice little rubber stopper. You can even push that little stopper in a little more with your finger. I wouldn't recommend it, but I do it, and now it's in. You can see I got a little blood spot, nothing too bad. A little bit of the liquid is coming out, that's okay, don't freak out. You wanna take a sterile, so not these napkins that I have, but I know that under this paper towel roll, if I go 1 layer, this should be fine. So I go 1 more. Just want to dab it, you don't want to go crazy. Make sure it's sterile. Little dab. And yeah, like I said, don't freak out. Liquid will come out. Now kind of let it hang. Take hopefully your sterile sheet, put it over that. Rub it in a little bit. Give it a little rub. Give it some love.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't hurt that bad, so like pushing down, this does nothing. I've had 10 times worse shots. This one was a bleeder. I almost never bleed this much. This is pretty funny actually. So I'm probably pushing a little blood out, but you wanna rub it in. And this will help in the long run, trust me. You want to do this. You wanna get it as dispersed as possible because it will start to itch kind of bad. It's not horrible. It's not nearly as bad as the psoriasis working itself, but man, I'm a bleeder. Oh, you know why? I just worked out. My blood pressure is probably nice and high. I probably should have waited a little bit longer. No, close up on my chicken leg. Okay, there you go. Just nothing. You can probably just see a ring and a little hole. But yeah, right next to that hair you can see, it's okay. You can totally do it over your hair. I've never heard a case where it like snags the hair and then the person's like, oh, I've hair in my leg or something, or they get it ingrown. I do it all the time over the hair and it never happens to me, so. All right, so I want to finish off by putting this on, and then if you have the auto depressor, then you want to take this and you order from wherever you get your Humira from. They should send you a disposable needle kit. At the moment, I'm waiting for mine to come in, so I've been storing all my needles and all my information in a bag. So here's what I put mine in. I don't know where I got this from, I totally forgot, but it's like a hard seal. It's super sticky, and pop this puppy in here, and then when I finally get my disposable thingy, I will take all of the ones that I have in here, put them in that, send them back to the hospital, order another one. So you definitely want to do it the right way. You don't want these needles to prick like a trash man or anybody that's like messing around, you know, take care of each other. Okay, so the after effects of the shot are nothing. I actually don't feel anything this time. Sometimes you might feel a little bit of discomfort, like a little thickness under the skin, and then you can just like rub it out and walk around. That will take care of that. And then in a day or two, it will get a little bit itchy and it'll feel so good to itch it, but please keep your dirty nails away from it, the bacteria under your nails. You don't want to scratch at that wound. You don't want it to fester. You don't want to get an infection. So just really try to ignore it. The best thing you can do is ice it. The icing instantly takes away the itching for me. I'll put it on. It's soothing as hell to have the ice on it, and once it chills it out, oh, it feels magnificent. Because the itching is gonna come from the swelling of your body going, oh, what did you just put? What are you putting in us? And then it's gonna fight it. It's not gonna succeed. It's gonna absorb in, and that inflation, that heat causes the itch. So you just put some ice on it, the swelling goes down, and the itch is gone. It's wonderful. So this was a weird, like, kind of all over the place video, but this is what I really kind of want to do this style. I don't want my videos to be predictable. So next video, I want you to know I have a little something special planned. I didn't flash the FlyQuest thing just to hate on TSM because I think TSM's toxic and they went 0-6 at Worlds, but FlyQuest, I tweeted out at them and I said, if you guys win to break the losing streak of NA's first win, then I would go around the neighborhood and pluck trash up off the ground and I would dispose of it properly and make a video out of it. And what better vlog video than that? But here's the thing, we're in a pandemic. My girlfriend was exposed to someone with COVID. Even though our test came back negative, I'm gonna wait the 10 days because I wanna be respectful. I don't want anybody else to get it. When I do it, I'm going to avoid everyone like the plague. I'm gonna look silly because I'm probably gonna be carrying around a tripod and recording myself. I'm gonna try and get one of those bags on my back so I can stab trash and put it in. But that won't be till later. Again, I wanna wait. I think it's 8 more days now, and I have more content for you guys in the meantime. Obviously my workouts, that's freelo. And then I'll think of something else. Maybe we'll scoop poop together or something, who knows. But anyways, until next time, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, like and subscribe. I'm gonna have more quirky content. I'm gonna have game footage eventually. I think I just started getting into League of Legends. I like Baldur's Gate. I'm following the Mountain Blade 2 beta, but I might keep those separate. I don't know if I should make a vlog channel. It just depends. I'm not big enough to be thinking about all this yet. So if I get really huge, these might be things I think about. For now, everything's just gonna go lumped on this channel, and I'm sorry if I release content that you're just not interested in, but that's just kind of how it's gonna go right now. That's just the history and the story of small YouTubers and streamers. Speaking of streaming, I stream really sporadically and I don't follow my actual schedule that I have set up on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Sangrenel. Link will be down below. And if you're lucky, you might actually catch me streaming because I just can't follow a schedule. I have ADHD brain. I can't sit still that long. I love sitting in front of a camera because it feels really engaging and talking with you. Like, it's madness. It's madness. If I grow an audience, that will help me stay motivated to stream. But until then, I guess I'm doing this kind of content, and I thank you very much for my crazy ramblings and sticking with me through this whole thing. I hope I taught you something today. If you have any advice for me, or if you want me to review anything, you got a specific kind of game you want me to review, if you want some life advice videos, if you want to know what I snack on, if you want to know how I wipe, I mean, I'm down for anything. Just let me know in the comments below. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do you one better. I will answer you, I will reply to you, and you know what? I'll put the damn video out for you. The first 10 comments, I will do those videos unless they are self-harm, make me go in public, which is like self-harm, or, you know, have something weirdly sexual, something against TOS, okay? How about that? Till next time, lads and ladies, this was Sangrenell. Peace out.
Look at my chicken legs.